Hello and welcome. Today I am working on a floral painting. It's going to be semi-abstract, it's going to be quite impressionistic, and it's going to have lots of pinks and yellows and beautiful bright colours in it. So for anybody who's interested in still life or in flowers or colours, nature, abstract, this one it's a great loosening up exercise as well, and just a very enjoyable painting. So I'm going to zoom in there so you can see it. Now this is just ordinary paper. It's an ordinary sketch pad. It's just ordinary quality paper, just basic. It's not anyway strong, but what I did was I used, it was just kind of paper you would be sketching on. I used up some old gesso that I had. You could use white paint as well, but I just to give the surface a little bit of grit and a little bit of body, I put some old gesso paint over it. And so I still have it there drying on the canvas, and I didn't even cover it completely. It's just streaked on here and there. It's just to give the painting a little bit more body. And I'm going to come in with some colours, and it's a floral arrangement, so I don't need a vase. I don't want a vase in this. It could be an arrangement, you know, done by a florist that's on a display table or something like that, or it could be just something beautiful that you see in a garden. Just, you know, sometimes you're going around a beautiful garden with your camera and you see a pot of flowers, and it just looks like somebody did a floral arrangement, and it's just there, and it's unplanned and it's gorgeous. So that's kind of the idea here. Not much structure, no structure really to this painting. I'm not deciding to put in a horizon, or not now anyway, not that I think. So I'm just putting in colour to get this going. Now I've got some blue here as well. I'm mixing it with the yellow, which is going to give me a kind of a greenish colour to put in around the edges, which will just give me the idea that there's some foliage somewhere around here. And I'm just playing around with colour. And I'm moving quite quickly with this painting. Because the idea is I want it to be spontaneous. And it is a big sheet. It's a biggish sheet of paper. It's not huge, but it's... And the bigger the sheet of paper, the longer it takes to do it. So I kind of like those colours, those pastel-y type of shades. So I'm mixing some white paint in with, I think I'm going to put some red scarlet down. And the colour, this colour is cadmium red, deep cadmium red. So let's get some of this in here. Now, I don't want this to come from the centre. I don't want it to radiate like a star out from the centre. I'm going to think of taking it off centre and maybe having it coming from this point here. That could change, but right now I'm just kind of thinking that's the direction. Because there's always a heart to every kind of, you know, even if you take a photograph of something random, there is going to be, your eye is going to frame it, the photograph, so that there is a heart, a centre to it. Or a focal point. So I've got to think, where is my focal point? And sometimes in paintings you have one main focal point, but you can have a secondary focal point as well, which isn't the main point, it's the second point you look at. So let's say if that's the main, let's say this is a huge big flower here. Let's say this is the biggest flower in the painting, something on that line. I could have another one over here. Well, that's my secondary one. This is my main one, you see? So main focal point, second focal point. And I hadn't decided I was going to do that in this painting. I have another one down here. But they're not all going to be the main focal point. I'm coming back in with some yellow. And I will bring in some pink again, I think. Okay, there's my yellow. And I'm mixing it with white. Still using the bigger brush, and that's the beauty of using a big brush, is you do get a lot done. And sometimes it's good to use the bigger, looser marks. So it has got a bit general looking. So I'm going to come in and with my rigger, I'm going to take my thin brush, my very thin brush with the long stem in it, and mix a bit of yellow with the very, very dark blue. And I'm going to kind of put in something, put some marks in. I'm just establishing some darker areas in the painting for contrast. And I'm still, you know, kind of sticking to the idea that it is radiating out of a certain point around here. But that may be changed. That may change. If I want to change direction, I'll change direction. I can hear there's, I don't know whether you can hear it, whether there's all sorts of mowers and lawn mowers, or somebody cutting something outside, and I can hear it. There's a lot of noise going on outside today, which there isn't usually. Now I'm coming in with my white, and really I'm really being intuitive about this, because I just have made no decision about any subject matter or focal point really either yet on this painting. And I'm just enjoying it, working in this very kind of loose way. And yeah, I just like the colours, the way they're flowing. All these different colours are fun. And I am actually going to stand back for a moment just to have a look at this and see what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to finish it. So when I stood back from the painting, I felt that instead of this area, which I thought was going to be the centre of the painting, I think it's more this area. To me, looks like it's the focal point of the painting. So I'm going to work with that, just that kind of idea that this is the heart of the paintings here. And I suppose by the focal point, I mean that there's more going on in this area than in any other area, perhaps. This is the part I want everybody to look at. That'll draw the eye into the painting. But I do see that there could be other blooms and other lovely flowers around this side as well. And I think this is more or less it. I think I'm kind of happy with this painting as it is. I'll just zoom in a little bit there to let you see it. It may need some small details and some other areas that need to be a little bit darker, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of a darker colour now to go in and add in some details. I just noticed the light is changing outside. It's getting quite dull, so it could affect the painting, what you're seeing. Even though I think my camera does compensate pretty well when the light goes. And that's more or less it. So I hope you liked this today. I will probably put a few finishing touches onto it, and it is pretty abstract, but but if you look at it closely, there are flowers in there. And there's a lot of colour and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please subscribe and share, and I'll talk to you next week. God bless. Bye bye.